This will be a slightly different kind of video. Right now I'm heading over to a place called Arvo in Liberty Village that recently opened up to nab a coffee. I recently got this new camera, which is hot.
Damn, that's smooth.
The camera is called the DJI Pocket 2, and in this video I'll be testing out a lot of its qualities and playing around with it.
So I'm also testing out the ND filter, seeing how that works.
An ND filter restricts light, so on extremely sunny days like this, you can still get good shots.
It's pretty buttery smooth. Right now it's like +1 exposure.
So even though it's extremely sunny, it's only +1 exposure, which is pretty good.
And the flip is also extremely smooth. And it goes straight to face tracking, which is awesome.
A lot of the audio also comes from the microphone that I've clipped onto my jacket. There's a slight bobbing to my walking, and I think with practice I'll be able to minimize that through just walking slower and also holding the camera a bit more leveled and steady.
Oh, this gimbal is like amazing.
I'm also exploring with some new color settings, so something called Cine-like allows me to have a bigger range and control of colors. This is how the raw footage looks like. Pretty dull, but once you get into the editing software and play around with it, it looks extremely hot. Here in Toronto, we recently left lockdown and went into something we call the gray zone, where some things are open and other things aren't. So for example, gyms and sit-down dining are closed, while retail and some other establishments are open at a limited capacity. There's still roads to be cleaned. I really like this angle of the sunlight and shadow on the wall over here, so I actually had to do a double take, and I walked back and I started recording it again. So we are closing in on Arvo. It's right over here.
Sick.
Make sure to sanitize your hands.
Hey, how's it going?
A nice selection of variety here with beans, cascara, brewers, jams, cups, and so on. Here we have some pastries.
Could I please get a small black coffee? Yeah. Just trying out a new toy, you know?
We can see that they have the mod bar set up with 2 group heads and a steam wand.
How long have you guys been open right now?
A little over 3 months.
Yeah, that's awesome.
First time?
Yeah, first time at this location for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, we're full wine bar here and doing a little bit more of a brunch spread as well.
Yeah. So what's the difference between this location and the distillery one? Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing is this one's licensed. So
Like-
we're a full wine bar here.
It's all wine.
We also have furnish the kitchen so we could do more food items.
Yeah, nice.
Of course,
Full
more
kitchen.
space, more sunlight, different design entirely.
Yeah. You got. It's beautiful.
If you're in Liberty Village and need to pick up a quick bottle of wine, they have a great selection going on. And in the back, it's Universal Music. That's just me just snooping around and seeing what's around. I really like this wooden facade to the right over here. Not a big fan of the screen though. But you get advertising.
So I got my coffee from Arvo. Done it? Pretty delicious. Actually, let's do it like this. So I always get a small black coffee whenever I go to a new cafe, just to benchmark their lowest common denominator, which is the black coffee, filtered black coffee. So I've been sitting here enjoying my coffee, and I really love it when a coffee opens up over time. Yeah, so this has a lot of nice and fruity notes after it has cooled down a bit, and the viscousness has really opened up and become more intense. Not a lot of bitterness at all, which is great. A bit of acidity, nice sweetness. Yeah, pretty solid cup of coffee. Wow. This camera is like amazing. Cold storage, that's new.
So since I was in Liberty Village, I decided to just walk around a bit. This dog that I'm about to show nearly pooped right in front of us over here. I wanted to turn the camera, but being the gentleman that I am, I gave the dog some privacy.
Currently walking towards one of my favorite places in the world, which is Joe Rockhead's, the climbing gym. Sadly enough, because of quarantine, it's not open, but I'm just gonna visit. Make sure to say hi.
Yeah, hi to the empty building, because it's gonna be empty.
Yeah, and maybe climbing habits will happen in the future for fun, you know?
Coffee and climbing, two things that I see myself enjoying for a long time.
Oh, Joe's.
This is the first time I'm using the zoom. And you can hear the wind, which is pretty interesting because it's kind of like amplifying the sound further away. And that was the end of that video. I hope you enjoyed my mini walk around my hood for a cup of coffee. I'm trying to add a bit more variety to my content to keep it fresh and not always have it so knowledge specific and educative. So I hope that you've enjoyed this slightly more casual video. If you have any other ideas on how I should be using this camera, then let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.